you are probably making your mosquitoes worse, and the spray aisle is selling you that failure on purpose. After everything you have paid for, the monthly sprays, the foggers, the candles, the bottles that promise a quiet yard, this dirty 5-gallon bucket behind the shed makes one promise. It can stop mosquitoes. Or it can breed them. That is the part most people get wrong. They hear about an old Amish mosquito trick, fill a bucket with swampy water, feel clever for a week, and then wonder why the yard gets worse. Because the bucket is not the trick. The trap inside the bucket is the trick. Miss that, and you did not build mosquito control. You built a nursery. Look at this thing. A dark 5-gallon bucket, a little rainwater, a handful of grass clippings, one spoonful of mosquito bits from the hardware store. It looks dirty. It looks too simple. It looks like something your neighbor would tell you to throw away. But to a female mosquito, it looks like the perfect place to lay eggs. And that is why it works. Not because it scares mosquitoes away, not because it smells special, not because old automatically means smart. It works because mosquitoes trust the wrong water. Stay with me for the placement mistake, because one wrong move turns this from a trap into the reason your ankles get eaten next weekend. You do not lose your backyard at noon. You lose it at dusk. The food is finally outside. The kids are finally in the grass. You sit down for one quiet minute, and then the first bite hits your ankle, then one behind your knee, then your hand starts waving before your brain even catches up. And just like that, the evening belongs to mosquitoes. Most people reach for the thing that feels powerful. Spray the yard, fog the air, call the truck. If you have paid for any of those, you already know the bad feeling. It works for a little while. Then the mosquitoes come back like they own the place. And here is the line that should make you angry. The spray aisle sells you the final stage. The adult mosquito, the flying mosquito, the mosquito already biting you. That is the easiest stage to sell, because that is the stage causing pain. Products are easiest to sell where the pain is loudest, the bite is loud, the water is silent. So they sell you the bite. One fights the symptom, one goes to the source. Like this video, subscribe to Voss Knows Why, hit the bell, and comment what your yard is hiding. And once you see that system, you become harder to sell to. The old Amish-style method starts before the mosquito ever reaches your skin. Not in the air, in the water. A spray asks, "What is biting me tonight?" The bucket asks, "What is being born in my yard right now?" That question changes the whole yard. A flower pot saucer is not just a saucer. A gutter is not just clogged. A tarp fold is not just a wrinkle. A child's toy left upside down is not just messy. A wheelbarrow after rain is not just sitting there. Your yard has 12 of these right now. Maybe more. Tiny places. Embarrassing places. Something embarrassing you walk past every day and never think about. And the mosquitoes see all of it. Your yard has been telling on you. Every puddle is evidence. Every saucer is a confession. Every forgotten container is a little nursery with no sign on the door. The mosquito problem usually does not start where you feel the bite. It starts in the places you stop noticing. That is the first belief you have to break. Mosquitoes are not an air problem first. They are a water problem first. A mosquito does not begin as the little flying needle that ruins dinner. It begins as something much easier to stop, sitting in water you probably walked past this morning. Small water. Still water. Quiet water. And before this becomes another yard tip, stay with this part, because this is where the dirty bucket turns into a trap. A female mosquito is looking for still water with a little organic material in it. Water that smells safe, looks shaded, and tells her this is a good place for the next generation. So you give her one. A fake one. A better one. A controlled one. A counterfeit swamp. The bucket looks like the perfect nursery. But it is the wrong nursery. Because once the eggs hatch, the larvae feed in water treated with BT. That is the payoff. The tea is the active ingredient in many mosquito bits and dunks. The full name is long. You do not need the full name. You need the timing. The tea does not kill the adult mosquito already flying around your ear. That mosquito is already past the stage this bucket is built for. Tea works in the water, during the larval stage, before the mosquito becomes an adult. Eggs hatch. Larvae move in the water. That is the weak point. That is where the bucket attacks. The adult mosquito ruins tonight. The larvae ruin next week. The bucket is aimed at next week. This is why the method feels too quiet for modern people. There is no dramatic fog, no chemical smell, no loud machine, no instant feeling that something powerful just happened. Just water, instinct, and a trap set earlier in the chain. Earlier is where money stops leaking out of your pocket. Here is the part the spray aisle will never tell you. If your yard keeps producing mosquitoes, every adult treatment has to keep chasing the same problem. Adult sprays fight adults. The bucket fights the nursery. If someone only sells the adult stage, they have no reason to make you obsessed with the water stage. That is the structure of the business. Good, let that irritate you, then use it. Because the moment you stop shopping for the loudest solution and start looking for the quietest cause, you are no longer the easiest person in the aisle to sell to. You are not just buying less, you are seeing earlier. Before you do anything this weekend, do this first. Do not buy the bucket first. Do not buy the bits first. Do not buy another bottle of anything first. Walk, that move costs nothing, needs no product, and can do more than half the things people buy. Walk your yard like you are looking for the beginning of the problem. Not the mosquito, the beginning. Every place you already walked past this morning, you know the ones. Every place that holds water gets a decision. Dump it, cover it, turn it over, throw it away, or treat it if the water has to stay. That walk is where you become more dangerous than the spray bottle, because the spray bottle waits until the mosquito wins. The walk catches the system before it pays out. There are 5 rules to this system, not 5 chores, 5 rules. Break 1, and the yard starts working for the mosquitoes again. Rule 1. The water you dump is stronger than the product you buy. Nobody respects this because it is free. But free does not mean weak. The fastest mosquito control on most properties is the water you remove before it becomes alive. If it should not hold water, do not let it hold water. Rule 2. The water you cannot remove has to be managed. This is the one people skip and regret. Rain barrels, drain areas, bird baths, low spots, water features. Places where water exists for a reason. Those places need covers, screens, regular changing, motion or label followed treatment. Unmanaged water does not care that you meant well. Rule 3. The cleanest bucket can be the most dangerous bucket. That sounds wrong, but it is the thing most people miss. Clear water sitting untreated is not harmless just because it looks clean. It can still become a nursery. The ugly treated bucket may be doing more work than the pretty forgotten one by the door. The bucket is supposed to be attractive to mosquitoes but hostile to what hatches inside it. Dark bucket, half full of water. A small handful of grass clippings or dead leaves. Mosquito bits or a similar BT product used exactly as the label says. Placed away from people. Checked weekly. Not guessed. Not forgotten. Not turned into a backyard science experiment. And there is a placement mistake that ruins the whole thing. Rule 4. Think like a trapper, not a homeowner. The worst place for the bucket is usually the place you most want protected. That sounds backwards. It is not. Do not put the bucket beside the patio table. Do not put it near the grill. Do not put it by the door. You are not inviting mosquitoes to dinner. You are giving them a better option somewhere else. Behind the shed. Near the back fence. Beside dense shrubs. Near the garden edge. Shade, stillness, protection. You are not trying to make the bucket pretty. You are trying to make it believable. Rule 5. The trap is only a trap while you are paying attention. This is the boring part that actually makes the trick work. The bucket is not a sculpture. It is a little system, which means it changes. Rain raises it, heat drops it, leaves fall in, animals bump it. Time weakens whatever treatment the label says will not last forever. So you check it, not because you are fussy, because mosquitoes punish neglect. If the bucket dries out, reset it. If it overflows, fix it. If it gets knocked over, reset it. If you are done with it, dump it completely. Never leave attractive standing water untreated. That is not a mosquito trick. That is swamp cosplay. And mosquitoes love swamp cosplay when it comes with free water. Here is where people ruin a good idea by trying to make it clever. Sugar, yeast, dish soap. Stop. Most of that is not strategy. It is a recipe trying to feel important. You do not need a potion. You need a controlled failure. Water attracts. Organic material convinces. BT stops the larvae. Maintenance keeps the bucket from turning against you. The method has a mechanism. The soup has confidence. And systems do not care how much you spent. They do not care if the bottle looked expensive, if the fogger sounded powerful, or if the candle made the porch smell like a forest. They respond to cause and effect. Standing water creates opportunity. Attractive water draws egg-laying. Untreated water makes mosquitoes. Treated water breaks the cycle. Your yard is either running that cycle for the mosquitoes, or you are running it against them. Here is the dead zone where most people quit. They set one bucket. They dump 2 saucers. Then they expect the whole yard to change overnight. That is not how cycles break. The adults that already hatched may still be there. Some mosquitoes may come from a neighbor's yard. Some may come from a ditch. Some may come from a storm drain. Some may come from water you have not found yet. Your fence is not a force field. But do not let that make you helpless. It should make you sharper. You may not erase every bite, but you can stop your property from feeding the problem. That is the part you control. Once you remove those quiet nurseries, the yard changes. Not like a switch, like a pressure dropping. Fewer bites. Later bites. Quieter dusk. More time outside before the first slap. That is how you know you are touching the source. A mosquito bite begins before the mosquito can fly. Before the sting. Before the porch is ruined. Before the money leaves your hand. It begins as a water decision. Somebody left water. Somebody ignored water. Somebody did not see water. Or somebody found it and broke the cycle. The expensive solution usually fights the problem late. The cheaper solution often works earlier in the system. Spray fights wings. The bucket finds water. And water is where the mosquito loses. So if you try this, make it a little competition. Come back and comment what you found first. Gutter, flower pot, toy, tarp, or something stranger. I want to see which one wins, because once you start looking, the yard starts confessing. There is a dark bucket behind the shed. It looks dirty. It looks too simple. It looks like nothing. But if it is built correctly, treated correctly, and checked weekly, it teaches the whole lesson. Do not fight only what bites. Find what hatches. Because the next mosquito is not born at dusk. It is born in the water you forgot.